Alright, welcome back again to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 3. We're back with our second race of the stream, Race 18, and this is going to be on a raceway creation by Blur, which is based on a track from Jelly's Marble Runs. Pretty sure I got that right. On YouTube. I know in the past when I've used this, someone pointed out that I didn't point that out, so just making sure I'm pointing it out this time. Yeah, well, I think we have a couple of tracks based on or recreations of Jelly's Marble Run tracks. We have a Raceway and Aquamarine. I think they're the only two. Looking through the list, yep. So yes, a Raceway. Current standings. People on Twitch obviously have just seen the results of the last race and we're just continuing, but for those on YouTube this will be a separate video, so just a reminder of the current standings. Marnie is leading with 353, Jimmy in second with 338, Superboss in third with 332, then it's Iceman with 324, Azur with 321, Pesky Bird with 311, Boer with 297, Cheese with 296, and Demon with 284. Arctic Circuit as well. Yes, Arctic Circuit as well. We have three JMRs. Okay, so let's head over to the track. For anyone that thinks the UMR season name came from that as well, it is literally a coincidence because I was quite unaware of the Jelly's Marble Run stuff. So when I set up the Ultimate Marble Racing, I didn't really think about the UMR JMR thing. It wasn't anything in my head, so just putting that out there before people think that it's just straight up like copy or anything like that. But anyway, to the track, to the race. I have made one change from how this is straight out of the workshop, and that is that usually there's a start at the top and the finish at the bottom. I have moved the start to the bottom, so it's now just start finish in the same place. Helps with fastest laps, otherwise it's always going to be the person on the very first lap. It just runs a bit better for this racing format, and that is why it is now down here. Hoping it still works well. Well, I did do testing on all the tracks, so it should. It worked well in testing, it should still work well, but as we've seen in the past, sometimes the testing all falls apart when it comes to the races. It is a small track, let's get everyone loaded in. We have got 14 laps around this track. We're starting up at the front after the incident on the last race and their new rival Jimmy starting at the back after securing their very first win of the season. So let's get the countdown started. And it'll be straight into a ladder from the get-go. So Demon with the worst entrance there. We're going to have Pesky Bird, Cheese, Azur and Blur side by side heading up the ladder. As we approach the top. Blur's got the outside line, but could maybe use the curb here. Not really working out using the outside line. Cheese is going to be leading, Pesky Bird battling with Azur and Blur. So Cheese will be leading down the straight. A collision on the wall though. Going to be costly. Blur bouncing back and forth as well, so is Pesky Bird. Some difficulties for a few of our racers there. Marnie with a big hit. Azur's now leading, Iceman second. Marnie moving up to third past Cheese, going towards the ladder. The ladder can make or break your race. And Cheese getting a big assist there from Superboss, who's now having trouble, but he's going to keep holding Jimmy back. So onto the ladder on lap 2, we have Iceman now leading. Azure in second, Demon third, Marnie fourth, Cheese fifth, Worst sixth, Pesky seventh, Superboss eighth, Jimmy in ninth. Into the first two corners. All clean so far. Everyone's starting to make small gaps in their positions. Cheese is going to bump back slightly there. Pesky Bird's going to make the pass. Some chaos going on down the straight as Marnie's all over the place. Word dropping a position, getting mixed up in that. And a rough line around that corner means Word's going to drop a lot of pace. And it's going to go back to ninth. It's going to be joining Jimmy side by side on the ladder. Iceman's still leading and with the fastest lap. Demon not far behind now in second. Then we have a bit of a gap now to third. We also have Superboss, Marnie and Cheese side by side. Demon's going to be trying to chase Iceman down. One nice thing about this being quite a compact track is we can generally see what's going on with most people at the same time as they start to spread out a little bit. Marnie having some big difficulties through the, is it a dirt section, sand section? Almost looks like a cheese section. Bouncing left and right there off the walls, having some difficulty just getting down there smooth. Rock section. Iceman's still holding strong in first. Now creating more of a gap away from Demon. Azur's going to block Pesky Bird twice there. Pesky Bird cannot find a way past. It's the cheese paint because there's no sand paint at the time. So it is a sand section. That makes sense. Not a good omen if you're leading for so long early in the race. Yeah, we do see many times a strong lead early on and then the momentum just dropping off into the second half, so we'll see what happens. As Iceman has had quite a strong start and fastest lap, running quite quick up at the front. Marnie on the other hand has been having difficulties on this track. Not the preferred track of choice. Demon still holding on to second, but just not managing to close this gap on Iceman yet. Pesky Bird in third, Azure in fourth, Jimmy in fifth, Cheese in sixth. See Superboss and Marnie battling out and Word just behind. Iceman with a great line through the sand, Demon with a good line as well, and a very good exit on the corner afterwards. Going onto the ladder, a bounce back for both of the top two. And Pesky as well. Doing so much better than previous race. Haven't DNF'd yet. It's always a good sign. Jimmy having some trouble. Does make it on. Marnie gets bounced backwards. Word gets blocked out. Lap 6. And the top two currently looking unfazed at all. Not sure if that was proper English, unfazed at all. Not looking phased at all would probably have been a better way of wording that. Demon going very close to the edge there, playing it risky. not seeing as much chaos through the sand section this time. As people have started to spread out, everyone's been a bit smoother through it. I say that as Boer sort of bounces from side to side. Boer maybe having a few difficulties on one of their own creations. Maybe a bit of a creator's curse. We now have Demon and Pesky Bird side by side. Demon's going to squeeze Pesky Bird up the inside, keeping hold of that position. Pesky Bird with a rough hit on that corner. Zer and Cheese also battling for position. Heading through the sand. Demon's going inside line again, but this time not so smooth. Collides with both sides of the wall twice. Means Pesky Bird's going to come flying through. And Pesky Bird also taking the fastest lap on that previous lap. So that will be an extra point for Pesky Bird if they can keep hold of that. He's not quite getting onto the ladder straight away there. The Iceman still just holding strong up at the top. We now have Word trying to get past Marnie. Going to be right behind them. Superboss managing to make a bit of a gap away. So we can now see everyone. Iceman colliding quite hard with the sand wall. Pesky Bird also bouncing left and right. Demon with a smooth run through. We'll try and close the gap on Pesky Bird. Cheese also not far behind Demon. Azur gets a rough bounce there. Jimmy's going to go up the inside, followed by Superboss. Not a great exit, but Jimmy will block Superboss, not allowing the pass. Boer gets some great speed. It's going to be right behind Marnie, but Marnie's going to make sure there's no way past. It is an unsuccessful block, and Boer makes it through. Heading round to the ladder. Marnie's got a bit more speed, but Boer's going to be playing defensive. Superboss is going to block Marnie from getting on the ladder, and Boer is going to get on alongside Superboss. Lap 9 of 14. Demon and Pesky Bird still battling it out for second. Pesky Bird is coming out on top out of the first few corners. But with all this battling, Cheese is gaining. And Boer has made it past Superboss. A big collision on the wall. Marnie's going to come through past Superboss as well. As we see the race leaders heading round onto lap 10. Iceman having some difficulties at the ladder, allowing Pesky Bird and Demon, who are now side by side, to close that gap. Iceman no longer having as big of a gap up at the front. Needs to be careful of those behind. And Azur taking the fastest lap in 5th place. Word dropping slightly again, is now side by side with Superboss in 9th. 8th or 9th. And we have the battle once again of Pesky Bird and Demon. They are battling out lap after lap here. Iceman may have to keep the pace up, might be losing a bit of momentum and consistency here. Needs to really increase that pace again to keep hold of this lead all the way to the end. Demon making a lunge past Pesky Bird there, making it work. Pesky Bird with a big hit on the wall. It's going to cost a lot of time. Oh, Marnie picking up Jimmy, bouncing off the wall. And that is a big hit for Jimmy, setting them back to 9th. Good run for Boer, currently in 6th coming out of that. Getting on the ladder before the others can arrive. Marnie's going to get on next. And then Superboss and then Jimmy. Up at the front, Demon managing to make a bit of a gap to Pesky Bird, getting on the ladder before them. Cheese is right on the tail of Pesky Bird now. Iceman just still trying to hold a lead. The Demon constantly just in reach. All it takes is one mistake. They're going on to lap 12. Demon having difficulties at the ladder. Pesky Bird manages to get past. Demon's going to be side by side with Cheese now in third. Azure in fifth. Worm makes it on the ladder in sixth. Marnie with a big lunge onto the ladder there, making it work. Doesn't roll back off. It's going to be in seventh. Superbus in eighth and Jimmy in ninth. Now Cheese has the inside line here, which means they will make it in front of Demon, and we'll move up to third. And a big hit there is going to set Demon back. Pesky Bird bouncing around a bit off the walls. Demon with a great line, carrying lots of speed through there. Going to try and gain on Cheese, makes a lunge up the inside, makes the pass, but not enough speed on the exit with that line. Going on to lap 13, Iceman is still holding that lead. Pesky Bird just behind, then we have Cheese. Demon's having trouble with this ladder on these last couple of laps, really costing time. Is having a few difficulties as well, does make it on. We're on in 6th. Marnion in 7th, Super Oscar around 8th, and Jimmy is in trouble. Jimmy is stuck in the dirt. This looks like it's going to be a DNF for Jimmy. F's in the chat for Jimmy. I think this is karma from the previous race coming back here. Lap 13 of 14, Iceman coming through in the lead. Pesky Bird is close behind though. Cheese gets a rough hit on that corner. Demon's going to come around with lots of speed and give Cheese a push. This is a crucial ladder. This is crucial. Iceman does make it on. Pesky Bird doesn't. That is big for Iceman. That is a good gap going into the final lap. Cheese will be third, Demon will be fourth. Word's going to try blocking Marnie out here, and it's successful, pushing Marnie back. And then Superbus coming round. Final lap of the race. Iceman very scared right now. Quaking. It has been a strong race so far. Final lap, can they keep holding Pesky Bird off? And it's looking good. Also, Demon and Zero having a battle in the background. But what an incredible race by Iceman, coming through to take the win. Pesky Bird will take second. Cheese is going to take third. Managing to keep Demon away. Demon will take fourth. Azur's going to come through close behind in fifth and the fastest lap. Boer is going to come through in sixth. Marnie in seventh, meaning Superbus will finish eighth and Jimmy in ninth. So congratulations to Iceman. Claps in the chat. Well done, an absolutely dominant race. Let's head over to the winners cam and speed things up a bit. Wait for the DNF timer to count down. Absolutely dominating that track, holding that lead all the way through. It's not often we see someone start strong and keep hold of it all the way through to the end, but Iceman just showing how it's done, staying consistent all the way to the end. Pesky Bird just couldn't quite find a way past and had to settle with second, but still big points. Big points. I'm sure Cheese and Demon will be happy with their third and fourth. The battle between them. And I'm sure Boer's happier with sixth over the previous result. It's a rough race for Marnie. Clearly not their track here, having difficulties in the dirt section lap after lap. And even the ladder, just a rough race all round. So yeah, great race everyone. There's a healthy stream second and first. Very good stream, very good 2 races. Were better than your average. Well, yeah, points are points. Every point matters. So I'm going to go put these results into the leaderboard, and I'll be back in just a minute with the updated standings. Alright, the results have been entered. I see Jimmy got set free. Not sure how. I'm guessing someone somehow managed to knock them free. But the results have been entered, so let's go and see the updated standings. So, following that race, Iceman becomes the fourth racer to get 3 wins. So we have 4 people tied with 3 wins. But Marnie's still holding that top spot, although that gap is shrinking, at 367 points in first. Iceman, with these previous 2 races being absolutely huge for Iceman's season, now in second place with 354 points. Jimmy in third with 350. Superboss in fourth with 345. Azur in fifth with 339. Peskyburn in sixth with 336. Cheese in seventh with 318. Boer in eighth with 312. And Demon remains in ninth with 303. How did you drop a position? Because Cheese got a top 3 finish. At third place, it was enough to bump Cheese up to 7th. So a bit of swapping around between Boer and Cheese. But absolutely huge for Iceman. Now fully right in that competition for top 3. And closing that gap down on Marnie in first. Like I say, there's still plenty of points, plenty of races. It's not over until it's over. Still plenty to happen. And of course, there's a fastest lap in 5th. That's a bonus point. So we had 2 races in one stream, 2 very good races. I'm sure Iceman will fully agree on that one. As always, thank you for the stream. Mate, have a good night. No worries. Thank you all for joining and watching. As always, is always appreciated. Thank you for the double duty. No worries. I did have a couple of races to make up from the ones I missed last week. And I had the time. So I thought, you know what? If people want 2 races, we're going to do 2 races. It is a lot of fun. And you're welcome as well, Boer. Thank you, everyone. Always fun hosting these and seeing people enjoying them. And as always, we'll try and get more people involved, hopefully for the next season, try and grow this a bit more, get more people racing. For those watching on YouTube, there's a link down below for the Twitch to come and watch live, and for the Discord to sign up to the races and get involved. But that is going to do it for this stream now. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.